All right, so this is a setup and review of the VacPak-It VMC10OP vacuum chamber sealer. So we just got this in. We're going to take you through the setup of the machine. Now, a couple things I do want to point out. When you receive this machine, you are going to receive a filler bottle to fill the oil. You will receive a wrench to adjust the lid or tighten it if needed. They're going to send you a screwdriver, and they're going to give you a bottle of 200 mLs of oil for the machine. Okay. Now, before you start this machine or plug it in or power it up, we are going to need to do a little setup, right? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to head to the back of the machine. Now, once we're at the back of the machine, first thing we need to do is we need to remove the 7 screws that hold in the back panel. Now, I've already gone ahead and removed 6 of the screws. We're going to remove the 7th screw up the top. Then the panel is just going to lift out like so. Right. Now, first thing you'll notice right at the back of the machine is we've got our oil pump, and this is going to come completely empty, right? Now, I do want to call just a little attention to the instruction manual. Inside the instruction manual, okay, one of the directions is to fill the pump with approximately 3.5 ounces of oil. Remember, you are receiving a bottle of 200 mLs. 100 mLs, or one filler bottle, is 3.5 ounces. Now, when filling my machine, okay, I did put in 100 mLs, and it barely filled the oil level, right? The oil level does need to be up to that oil level line on the pump, or you will destroy the motor, right? This pump did take 200 mLs of fluid. Now, once you've filled up the pump, we'll go ahead and screw that back on, and we'll go ahead and replace the rear cover and proceed to screw everything back in. Now, once everything is screwed back in, we can proceed to go ahead and unlock the lid. So we're just going to go ahead and unlock it, open it up, and we're ready to plug the machine in. All right, this is a grounded machine, 110 volts. So we'll go ahead and plug it in, and then we'll move back to the front to take a look at the setup. All right, so we're back at the front of the machine. All right, and when we first power it on, it is going to be in the off mode. Now, what we'd like to do at this point is we're going to go ahead and power it on, and anytime you power it on, you do want to make sure that your lid is unlocked and open. All right, you do not want to turn it on in a locked position, or it will start to vacuum automatically. Now, when you first turn it on, it is going to show you the vac time, right? Now, I do want to call attention to the manual. Now, inside the manual, okay, it is giving you recommended times. So for the vacuum, 40 seconds, right? I do want to kind of call attention to that. So you can adjust the vacuum time by going up or down as needed in 5-second intervals, and this will go all the way up to a 60-second vac, right? 30 and 40 second works actually quite well. Next, we need to set the seal time. So we're going to go ahead and hit set, right? And the system's going to default to 1.5 for the seal, right? Once again, the manual does give you a recommendation of 1.2, and it tells you to make adjustments in 0.1 increments. Unfortunately, the machine does not adjust in 0.1 increments. It will only adjust in 0.5. So you can either keep the seal off if you're just going to marinate and keep something under pressure, or you can adjust this all the way up to 6 seconds for a seal time. 1.5 works quite well for regular 3 and 4 milliliter bags. At this point, the machine is set up and ready to start using. And you will be using regular chamber seal pouches. So the first thing you want to notice is these are completely different from any sort of ribbed pouch. So this is a food saver bag. It's got ribs inside of it. All right. The way that these machines work, as opposed to having suction inside the bag, like a external machine, right? This pressurizes, takes the atmospheric pressure of the chamber, reduces it down, okay? And then once it seals, it releases the pressure of the chamber. So forcing the air out from the outside as opposed to sucking the air actually out of the interior of the bag. One of the nice pieces about this is when you seal an item, you have far less juice or moisture that is pulled out of the item itself. It gives you a nice, solid seal versus pulling some of that moisture out, little air pockets from the chamber, and everything else. Right, and here we can see there's a pre-packed chicken cutlets. So just some of the ideas that you can do with this. Right. Now we are going to go ahead and show you how to seal. So what we're going to do is I've got a bag here. I always like to fold over the edge, just keep that nice and clean. I've loaded some hard-boiled eggs in here, and then we'll just flip it over, keeping that edge nice and clean. Right. At this point, we're going to lay this in the machine. Right. Now, when you're laying that in the machine, you want to keep it extremely flat if possible. Right. And we want to just go ahead and tuck the bag over the seal bar. Now, you don't have to force it down in that front lip. It's just got to rest comfortably over the bar itself. And we'll move up here so you can see just a little bit better of how it's sitting in there. Now, at this point, we have that bag in there. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and we're just going to close the lid. Now, you do want to hold down the lid when you close it. And we're going to hold it down until we hear a beep. So you can hear it starts to vacuum. And once you hear that beep, that means that the lid is now suction tight and you can go ahead and release. And I'm just going to pull this up here, just show you the sound. So this is decibels. So about 64 decibels for the actual sound. So it's actually quite quiet, even though the video sounds a little bit louder, actually quite quiet. Now, if you do want to prematurely seal this bag, so maybe not put so much pressure, maybe you're vacuum sealing a softer item, you can always hit this seal button down here, and that seal button will go ahead and automatically seal the bag for you. Now at this point, there goes the pressure. The bag is already sealed. And once all that pressure out, the lid's automatically going to open. And we've got our item right here, fully vacuum sealed. And we've got a nice seal on that bag. So really nice seal, super sealed. And we're ready to store this. One other thing I do like to do with my vacuum sealed items before I bag anything is I do always like to label it. So label what the item is, throw a date on there, and at that point we can go ahead and fill the bag, seal it, and we're ready to go. If you like this video, please be sure to hit like, share, and any comments at the bottom we'll be sure to answer.